Hello, I'm Bill Donnelly from SAPPHIRE Technology, and today I want to talk about a new display technology from the ATI division of AMD called Eyefinity. Eyefinity basically allows us to run 3 computer screens simultaneously from one graphics card and to have it treated as though it was one big monitor. So whether you're running games or other applications across there, it gives you one really big field of view with nice high resolution, and for the gamers that makes it a very immersive experience. For using other applications, it behaves like you've got one really enormous desktop, so that you could have, for example, a Photoshop application and all its menus open on different areas of the screen. But there's been a little bit of confusion about exactly how it's set up and what you have to do to make it work correctly, so this is what we're going to run through today. We've already introduced the HD 5800 and HD 5700 series of graphics cards which support this Eyefinity technology. Those series of cards basically have 4 connectors on the backplate of the graphics card, 2 DVIs, 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort. To use 3 monitors together in Eyefinity, 2 of them can be connected to the DVI or HDMI outputs, but the third one has to use the DisplayPort output. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a DisplayPort compatible monitor, because there are adapters available, but they have to be an active adapter to convert the signals from DisplayPort to either DVI or VGA. So here's an example of an active DisplayPort to DVI adapter. The DisplayPort connector goes straight in the back of the card, takes a female DVI standard cable to the monitor and is powered by a USB connection. There are also active DisplayPort to VGA adapters, so if you have the earlier type of monitor, then you could use this type of adapter to work with Eyefinity. Just coming onto the market now, there are also some DisplayPort to HDMI adapters, again active, so they work with Eyefinity, which could mean that you could use your TV as the third display in an Eyefinity setup. So we've installed the graphics card into the system, we've connected up the monitors, we've installed the ATI drivers, and now we're in the ATI Catalyst Control Center. If I go to the top corner here where it says graphics, I can pull down a menu which allows me to open desktops and displays. The system detects which displays are attached. If for any reason we think there should be more displays than it's detecting, there's a button here to force detect displays. Now we can see at the bottom of this area that although we have 3 displays connected, only one of them is enabled, which is why we only have 1 display lit up at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to duplicate the primary display onto the other monitors. Accept that. Do the same with the other monitor, duplicate and accept. So now we've got all 3 monitors enabled, but it's not yet an Eyefinity group. To create a group, I go into this center panel again, and there's a menu option here called Display Group, and we go to Create Group, and we have a choice then of the configuration of our group. So we could have them stacked, or we could have them side by side, but because I have 3 monitors here side by side, I'm going to choose the 3x1 option and accept it. So we can see that it's created an Eyefinity group, but the monitors are not arranged in the order that I would like them. So first of all, I'm going to move the panel to where I can work with it, and I have a further option here under the display group menu to arrange. And what it's going to tell me to do is to click on the panel which it lights up, and that will help it to automatically reorder the displays to be correct. So now you can see we have an Eyefinity group with our icons for our applications on the left hand side and a taskbar which extends right across 3 monitors. So now we have an Eyefinity group. We have effectively one very large monitor. So if we look at the display properties, we can see that we now have a screen resolution of 5760 by 1080, which is 3 times the resolution of a single monitor. So let's open up an application in Eyefinity, and it's given me a new option in the menu here to run at the full resolution of 57 by 10. And as you can see, it's a really stunning experience to see a high resolution display right across 3 monitors. And we're going to show you a couple of other examples of games running on this same display configuration. Okay, and here we have Hawks with a video setting set to 5760 by 1080. So once we've set up all three monitors into an Eyefinity mode, we effectively have one monitor with a resolution which is the total resolution of the three monitors individually, giving us very high resolution and no loss of quality, of course. And here we're running grid again at 5760 by 1080. And now we're in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and as you can see, it's a much more immersive experience than playing with just a single monitor. So basically, Eyefinity allows us to install just one graphics card in the computer, but to drive three monitors, so that we get a much more immersive experience when we're gaming, or much more productivity using other kinds of applications. I'm Bill Donnelly from SAPPHIRE Technology. Thank you for watching.